Hello and welcome to Coffee with Dr. Carla. I'm Dr. Carla, and today I'm by myself on this ginormous couch, and we are going to talk about some mental health related issues and of course the stigmas that are surrounding it. So, as I said, I have this ginormous couch now sitting here. It is beautiful. However, this couch prompted all sorts of issues for me, and my inner control freak, anti-change part started screaming. So one day, my dear Eva was out shopping with a friend of ours for furniture for our friend's office so that our friend can get her office hooked up. And I get this text with two couches that are beautiful, this one and another one that looks almost the same. And she says, this is a teal and this is a more deeper blue. And then she says, I think this would, this would be, I think, for the Coffee with Carla set, as the chairs are going to go into Lori's office. And my answer was, I'm not getting what you're laying down. And that's where we left it, because I'm thinking, now, is she joking? Is she stealing my set? I mean, am I married to those chairs? No, I am not, but she was going shopping for somebody else's office, not my Coffee with Dr. Carla set. So later on, we did talk in person, and we were able to came to the realization that yes, this is going to be my new set, and but in the meantime, I really had a hard time, because I think when she went off shopping, I would say that I was at that pre-contemplative stage where basically, as far as changes for the set, because I didn't think we needed to make changes or that we wanted to make changes. When we think about the stages of change, that pre-contemplative places where you're in denial. In fact, you probably don't even know that you need to know or need to change anything. So I say I was blissfully there prior to this text. And then comes the text. Now, I'm not totally sure if she's joking, because this color scheme is Eva's favorite, so I didn't know if she was like just giving me a hard time. We've known each other for over 23 years, so it could have been that, or if I was really going to get a new couch. And so now we're in the contemplative stage for me, and even though there's often a lot of ambivalence there, I would say for me personally, it was a ton of conflicting emotions. Like, okay, well, it's a pretty couch, but why do we have to change my chairs, right? And not that the chairs were like super comfortable. In fact, this is more comfortable than the chairs, but that's beside the point. And, like, who is she to buy a couch without my approval? Like, I mean, I know better. If it has to do with money, it's not my business anyhow. So, like, what the hell? So why did I think that I was going to make a financial decision? But I don't know, I got crazy there. Again, my inner control freak. And then, as we talked a little bit more, then she's like, well, yes, it's ordered, and it's going to be delivered at the beginning of April. I'm like, okay. And that's when I started to prepare myself. And in that preparation stage, I was like, okay, like, how bad could it be to have a couch instead of two chairs? Well, it might be kind of weird sitting on a couch with a guest. And so, I worried about that. And, I thought, okay, well, how hard is it for me to, change my ways? Well, some days it's harder than others, right? And then we finally get to the action stage. So now this beautiful thing is delivered at the beginning of April. And I'm kind of dancing around it. I'm not exactly jumping in to sit on it. And finally one day I said to her, okay, I don't see how I'm going to sit on this couch with a guest. I feel like we're going to be on top of each other. And so the two of us sat on the couch, and if I actually sat over here, like, there's enough room. I mean, we could put 3 people on this couch. It would be tight, but somebody on the other end of the couch, it's a long way off. It's actually probably farther than when we were in chairs. So now all of a sudden I'm having this moment where all my fears, irrational fears, mind you, are no longer there, because there's no evidence to support all that. So at that point I said, okay, what am I going to do about it? How am I going to embrace this new couch? And that's when I decided that I would do an episode about change and this couch, and share my story about how I don't particularly care for change. Sometimes I think and I think other people who are control freaks feel the same way. If I'm the one pushing the change, then I am much more comfortable with change. If the change hits me by surprise, that's a whole different story. Just to finish out the different stages of change. So I'm in the, I was in the action. Now, by sitting here filming this, I would say I'm in the beginning of the maintenance stage, where I'm strengthening my habit of being able to sit here and film and not look at the couch and go, well, all right, you surprised me, but whatever, right? So I can get over my attitude about it. And that maintenance is also a lot about avoiding temptation. And I mean, there's not really temptation around this. I think the avoidance of temptation in reference to this change is that the temptation to kind of moan and groan and belabor the thought that I don't have my chairs anymore and I have this couch, right? There's going to come a point where, all right, you said your piece about the couch, shut up, right? And then we have to be mindful that there's the potential for any change to kind of suddenly fall off the rails, so relapse. And so could in the future suddenly I get an attitude about the couch? I mean, I guess. It's actually quite a beautiful couch, and it's super comfortable, and so I would find the couch issue, I would find it hard to believe that I would have a relapse for that, right? And there's other things that we can talk about at other times that talk around change, but in this situation, here we are. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, since we're going to talk about change, I just want to note that, yes, I still have hair on my head. I'm not trying to be weird. No, I'm not sick. I don't have any medical issues that would warrant me having no hair or losing my hair. So just to kind of put things in perspective, up to August 1st of 2009, my hair was super long. It was dyed kind of an auburny brown. It was as thick as it is now, except then it was long, so then it felt like wearing, a giant blanket on my head 24/7. And at that point, I was running for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I decided that for a fundraiser, I said if we raised $8,000 or more, that I would shave my head, Mr. Clean Bald, right? And we were able to raise just shy of $9,000. And so as of August 1st, 2009, I was literally bald, right? Not like today. Today there's still hair up here. It was actually awesome, It was weird that very few people asked me why I was bald. Even, while I was running and I had a sign in my back and saying, ask me why I'm bald, right? This idea of informing people about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what kind of things they were doing for cancer and whatnot. But as time went on, I realized that growing out your hair is really lousy, and I handle it when all those wing things start popping up and stuff like that. And so I kept my hair short. And I basically, I started off going to, like a Fantastic Sam's. I don't even know if they're still even open, but like, just, inexpensive shops, asking them to shave my head, give me a crew cut on a 1 or 2. I was trying to figure that out. And then eventually when my daughter married her husband, he became my barber. And so he would shave my head always on a number 1, because by then I figured it out. And then the pandemic came, the world shut down, and I was on telehealth. And so now we had this, it was winter, so I was really white with white hair with a white background, and it was a little bit too much white, and my granddaughter was wanting to play with my hair, and we were like, cool, go ahead, mess around with it. And eventually we realized that kind of spotty coloring and looking like I fell into a vat of dye versus having it done well was probably not the best way to go. And so I started getting it colored professionally. And that, all you guys have ever seen is my hair in a multitude of colors. That's only been for 2 years. The first time I got it done professionally was April of 2021. So this year, fast forward 2 years to the end of April, I get my hair done. It's, we're ready for May, for Mental Health Awareness Month. I got my brilliant green, and my dear Kylie, who does my hair, falls and breaks her wrist. She breaks it so bad that she has to have pins in it. And she broke it so bad that she was not released to continue to do hair at this point. In fact, one of the times when I talked to her, she was having trouble driving because of her hand. So I had a choice. I can let it grow until she was cleared, which by then, it was already 5-6 weeks in, so there was a lot of hair going on. I could have somebody else do it, which I didn't want to do. Or I could just go ahead and have my son-in-law cut my hair again for the summer, and I could be nice and cool and whatnot. And so as you can see, I decided for the nice and cool, all right? And at the end of August, hopefully, fingers crossed, Kylie will be released to do hair again, and then I will be back to some crazy colors because she rocks. So I think that's about all I have to say about change today, So remember, you can change your thoughts and discover your potential, and of course, ultimately transform your life by focusing on your overall well-being. So until next time, continue on working on being the best you possible. Bye now.